The unit circle and the cast diagram. At this point of time, it's worthwhile taking stock and just reviewing some of the things we've been doing. As you realise, radians are an alternate way of measuring angles instead of degrees. The radian is the angle subtended at the centre of the circle if by an arc of length equal to 1 radius. So instead of saying there's 360 degrees, we'll say there's 2 pi radians in a circle. We've got to know how to convert from radians to degrees, multiplying by 180 over pi, and we do the inverse to convert from degrees to radians. You will be required to show pen and paper methods for this, but also get used to using your calculator. These are the ones worth remembering. These are major parts of our unit circle, our circle work. So 360 is 2 pi, 180 is pi, 90 pi over 2, 60 pi over 3, 45 pi over 4, and 30 pi over 6. They are on your information sheet. You've really got to become fluent in them. Looking at the unit circle. Unit circle, radius 1 unit drawn. So we've got our x-coordinate there in blue is the cosine. The y, which is in red, is the sine. And the division of the two will be the tangent. At this point, if you haven't done so already, very worth your while having a look at the Maths is Fun interactive unit circle. You can explore the graphs, explore what happens to the value of the cosine, the sine, and the tangent as you go around the unit circle. So as you do this, worthwhile using radians, quadrants labelled, and your coordinates. As you go around the unit circle, you can see that the value of sine becomes more and more positive in the first quadrant. It goes from 0 through to 1. Cosine, of course, shrinks, both are positive. The tangent, as you approach pi over 2, approaches infinity. Flipping around in the second quadrant, cos is negative, the sine is positive. The tangent, therefore, negative. Moving around into that third quadrant, sine and cosine negative, making tan positive. And so on. Definitely worthwhile exploring and making use of this unit circle in order to complete that previous pen and paper activity, if you haven't done so already. And just a reminder, using the definitions, either pen and paper or using that, we can build up a sense of what happens as we go around the unit circle, the positive or negative nature of these, and also starting to bring up some symmetry identities here. Your information sheet has a summary of exact values. It's important that you can work with the exact values and in radian measures. Just a little look at that, and later on the associated graphs, you can see the nature of sine in the first two quadrants, positive, negative in the third and the fourth. Cos, positive in the first quadrant, negative in the next, negative in the next, positive in the last one. And similarly, the tan. We use what we say is the CAST diagram or the CAST acronym, a very useful way of summarising the positive, negative nature of sine, cosine and tan in the unit circle. In the first quadrant, all ratios are positive, sine, cos and tan. Second, only sine is positive, the others are negative. In the third, tan only positive. In the fourth, cos only positive. We use the CAST diagram, having quickly sketched it up. Which quadrant are you in? And is the ratio going to give a positive or negative result in that quadrant? Become very, very handy in our upcoming work.